and what I have experienced over the past 2 years. It was hellacious. I did the thing.
We made it.
I did the 26.2 miles. Okay, hi. We're at the running a marathon in the morning at 7 a.m. Let's put the car in park. Hotel, okay? There's a diner here, and I'm supposed to register for the hotel at the diner. I got my marathon number and a t-shirt and a little 26.2 sticker. Let's do fashion haul. Oh shoot, I just lost those. Okay. Yeah, but okay, so doing the things. I'm nervous. I am nervous, but I'm also excited. And I'm excited to just do this thing. So thank you for coming with me. I'm not here alone. Okay, because I got my friends in my phone. Okay, we're gonna take this. I'm going to take this. I'm going to go register and give you a room tour. And we're gonna prep all my carbs that I need for the race. Oh, lots of rain coming. Just saw lots of lightning. But we have to check in here first. Hopefully we'll make it in and not. Oh, I don't know. Hurry. Figure out how to get in. Okay, got the keys. She was very kind to help speed it along because the storm's coming. Supposed to rain tomorrow too, but not until evening. Probably makes for really humid running though. Okay, just let's see, turn off that light. Made it into the room. Who's planning to hydrate? I am. Suitcase. We have a little refrigerator and a microwave. We have a bathroom. If I would have thought about it, I guess there's not a coffee thing. I was gonna say I could have brought some little oatmeal cups. Hi there. Done my own oatmeal in the morning, but the diner that's out there, they're open 24/7. So we're gonna do coffee and oatmeal in the morning there. Here's my little room. And they must have known. There was a woman with a broken air conditioner coming because the room is set on 60. So there you go. Yeah, broken air conditioner saga continues. Looks like the rain has come, and I want to be laying down here in like 10 to 15 minutes. I guess we're gonna pack snacks in the morning because I need to ensure my sleep. I want to set my alarm for 5, but I also brought water. We brought a great many things. We got a great many things, great many options. But yeah, I think this will just wait. This will wait. We'll get our little suitcase going and get ready for marathon sleep. I know. Good morning. What world is this? This is the I really need to leave here in about 5 minutes world. I have snacks everywhere. We got protein bars on the belt, got some applesauce pouches on the back, earbuds. Yeah, all kinds of things happening. Just loaded up my vest situation and my water, and that's my liquid IV on the carpet there. And my little pouches in my vest. We've got maple syrup packets. We've got the honey zingers. We've got some of those Better Good roll-ups. We got options. I have eaten some dates here for my quick breakfast. And one of those protein bars. Everything else is going to go back in the bag. They have aid stations. I'll probably jam a few more things between the vest and my outfit situation here, but they will have aid stations too. It's just also good to have stuff on me. But here's my number, 149. We are gonna go do this thing. So here's a little something I've been going through that I haven't been videoing. So I got here early. Parking has been insane. Like miles and miles. Okay. I just finally got to the lot. The race I'm in starts in 4 minutes. And this little lady's redirected me to another lot. And I'm like, sweetie, I worked so hard to get down here. My race starts in 4 minutes. She said, my husband is the race director. and they were not expecting all of this, and he has promised that the race is not going to start until everyone gets parked. So I call this a Christmas Day miracle because I was crying. There's runners walking around eating granola bars and bananas. These are my people. Okay, so we're making it, but wow, it's a huge race. There's a lot of people, and we're on winding mountain roads, and there goes a drone. Anyway, so I hope that what she told me holds true. Also, my gas light came on, so that's fun, but we're country girls, we can handle that. Christmas miracle. They don't know how long they're delayed, but they're delayed, but we made it. Okay, another Christmas miracle. A tree just fell across the trail. So they've now given us another 15 minutes.
Marathon time. Safety, there's 2 road crossings. Watch for those. We will have someone out here stopping traffic when we set you off. There's a road crossing at Petticoat and a road crossing at the route.
Shall we start? All right, friends, day after the marathon, walking like my granddad in socks and sandals. And as we do, also walking with an umbrella. So I'm taking it easy on these legs, but I also can't just sit. It makes me feel more stiff. So I've just been walking slowly, periodically throughout the day, and then I'm gonna get another hot Epsom salt soak and chug a lug, keep moving forward. I don't think I'm gonna run for, let's see, it's Sunday. I probably won't run again till Tuesday or Wednesday, but definitely getting back at the steps and rocking the long socks. Alrighty, just got done with our second day of Vacation Bible School. While these legs recover from the marathon, we are doing ice cream and playground now. Okay, while they ice cream and play, we are gonna get some steps in. I'm told I should not run this week, but I'm walking and stretching and doing my other activities. Okay, got in over a mile. Now it's time to head home. Super humid and rainy. I mean, doesn't everybody eat a giant sweet potato with some ground beef? Have a ground beef bowl in their bed in the afternoons? Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm taking a rest. I do have a video I'm going to get published. And then I'm laying down for probably an hour or so. Got my journal I want to work on getting caught up. Got my pizza pillow from the Dollar Tree at the beach. This is my toddler's, and that's in Mama's bed. So I'm doing some Mama self-care this afternoon. Alrighty, slow evening walk in the weighted vest. Now it's hot bath and journaling for mom time. Well, good friends, you all, as always, you're with me. You've been with me. You helped me prep for that marathon, and I took you with me on the adventure. Now, the actual completing the 26.2 miles, I did not get any footage of that. That was a whole thing. That was an experience. So how things went down, and as you know by the title of this video, I came in last. I did. Even one of my friends, I was telling them they're my experience, and they were like, yeah, well, but you didn't come in last. Oh, I did. But the important thing to remember is, or what I tell myself, right? I did the thing. I did the 26.2 miles. So the play-by-play is the 13.1 miles, a half marathon, a whole half marathon. There was a goal that they emailed us about and that they told us we must be able to accomplish. And that goal was we had to reach the halfway point to get to the 13.1 miles within 3 hours. And that was going to give us an average pace of 14 minutes. And there were definitely some times during even the 13.1, like some negative self-talk times. And just like all stages of trauma and grief processing and healing, and I laugh, you know, we get the little extra endorphin laugh here as we do. But there were definitely some times early on where I thought, I'm not going to make it halfway within 3 hours. I'm just not. And it was some negative self-talk in my head because I'm human. And then, my coping skills are pretty honed in. And I was like, wait a minute, girl, wait. This is a 1 minute at a time situation. You're just going to get through the next minute. And I just kept focusing on it 1 minute at a time. And what I have experienced over the past 2 years in just making it through anyway is so many days, especially in the beginning, total life implosion, was very much get through the minutes, get through an hour. Hey, look, I made it through an hour. Make it through a couple hours now. Okay, now it's bedtime. Make it through the night. Wake up, I've made it through a whole day. Now, I had to do that by pairing every day with heavy walking. And you can tell my story by now. My heavy walking meant that I was able to get the endorphins and the dopamine I needed to get through the day, right? I was able to connect with some form of hope, even though hope didn't even make sense in my world. And then I was able to get a hot Epsom salt bath, fall in the bath, and then by 8, 9 o'clock, I was worn down enough where I could sleep. And sleep is also a mercy, especially for a woman in my situation. Being able to claw, I talk about my little kitten claw scratch of hope. And yes, this all has to do with the marathon. But claw onto some kind of hope, make it through the day, and sleep. And then next morning, it's another day. And we can then stack the days. And I remember when I made it through my first week, it was hellacious, but also, okay, a week. And then I remember a month. And now I've been stacking the months. I remember when I made it to my first year. And now I'm stacking the years. Because this summer will be 2 years. I took that lived experience of me as a woman in an unimaginable situation, and I used that in my marathon. And even though I came in last, I am super proud that I came in last. I'm super proud that I did it. I signed up for that marathon this winter because it's supposed to be the flattest marathon course in Virginia. It's gravel. I also found there was a lot of shade. There was a gentle rain many times. Weather-wise, it was perfection. Now, yes, at every water stop, which they had, I think total, if I did every stop on the way, the 13.1 miles down and the 13.1 miles back, it was 19 total. And I did just about every one. First several miles, probably by mile 7, every stop, I got a cup of Gatorade and I'm committed to finishing that morning coffee. Cup of Gatorade, cup of cold water, dumped the water down my back, chugged the Gatorade. Like I was all in it. So even though the weather was perfection, my body was doing a lot. And that cold water down the back, that just really hit the spot. So in my walking out trauma healing life that I am living, I applied those principles to the 13.1 miles, and I was feeling really good as I neared that 13-mile mark. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I've made it within the 3 hours. I did a half marathon in 2 hours and 55 minutes. And that was a pace of about 13:30. And I'm super proud of that. Remember when I started heavy walking in September 23, a little bit August 23, but like really clicking into what my body was telling me to do. Like it was intuitive every day. Walk through it. I am in the parking lot at Vacation Bible School and I'm watching kids, and those aren't mine. Those aren't mine, but I'll see mine at different points. So anyway, also single mom life. Hey, how do you get caught up on videos and get work done? Well, we're doing it, right? We're doing it right now. And I figured when I signed up for the full marathon this winter, I just figured that by June I'd be ready. Now, just like everyone else in life, there's been times I've been able to train and there's been times I have not been able to train. I think hindsight, perfect world, I probably should have just done the half, right? I could do the half. I did the half in 2 hours and 55 minutes. I had some experiences doing a half before on my own property, not like a group half marathon. But also data-wise, I do movement, I do the equivalent of 2 to 3 marathons a week. On average, I get 20,000 to 30,000 steps a day, and a whole marathon is around 52,000 steps. Of course, it depends on the stride and stuff. And I run 3 to 4 times a week. I do short runs, I do long runs, I do strides. Like everyone, I've had some unexpected things. I had that special friend in the hospital for 15 days in March, and then me and my folks had 6 weeks of a slew of travels, all kinds of other adventures, plus personal real life stuff that I'm dealing with. And I talked to my trainer lady about it, can I really do this, And I was just thinking through, well, even if I do interval running where, I run so many minutes, I walk so many minutes, there's a method by Jeff Galloway. They call it Jeffing it. And runners will, as you saw me earlier in this video, I set my watch to where, I'd run a minute, I'd walk 30 seconds. And that would give just enough recovery time. The rationale with that is then your running time is faster. And I have seen that. So my 1 minute pace will be, a 9:30 or a 10:30. And even if my walking pace is higher, because naturally it would be, overall it averages out at a nice pace. So like when I looked at my watch, I think it clicked off. I had some sort of technical issue, but I can show you the picture. At like 11.59 miles, I was at a 12 minute, maybe 12:55 pace or something like that. So my plan going into the marathon, I had 6 hours and 30 minutes to complete it. My goal was just to do the thing, just to complete it. Didn't care if I was last, just wanted to do the thing. So again, the half marathon, I feel really good about that. I feel good about mentally what I worked through to overcome. I feel good about the 2 hour and 55 minute half marathon time with the 13.30 or whatever pace. All of that was great. And it seems like when I turned to go back for the remaining 13.1 miles, I had been feeling a little pull in my right hip and a little tenderness behind my right knee. And I don't mean like behind my kneecap, whatever anatomy wise. I forget from nursing school, whatever it's called on the back of your leg, the back of my leg back there. I felt a tenderness, but I was still running through it. I was still taking little short walking breaks as I needed, but not consistently walking, more running than walking, definitely. I was stopping to hydrate. I did have to, I think I did, this is like always the big question about, the bathroom breaks. I did 4 different bathroom stops. They had porta potties. Those were clean and, just in and out as fast as you have to go. But the mystery is, you have to hydrate. You're majorly hydrating and sweating and all of that. So I don't know how to do a long run without bathroom breaks. Okay, so I had those in as well. But again, the time was still progressing, and it was still my wild goal in my head, which if my right leg would have played along, I feel like I would have made it. My wild goal, of course, number 1, finish it within the 6 hours and 30 minutes. Number 2, I was like, I would love to do this in 5 hours and 50 minutes. That was my goal. That was like I just won't say it out loud, but that's what I'd really like to accomplish. And if I could have kept my half marathon pace, and if my right leg played along, yeah, I think I would have made that, right? It didn't go that way though. So about the 16-mile mark there, my right leg was feeling super stiff, and the pain was increasing from my hip to down my back leg to behind my knee there. And yeah, it wasn't feeling great. So I still, at that point, I was trying to do the run a minute, walk 30 seconds consistently. My running time was like an 18 to 19 minute pace. My walking time was going down to like 23, 25 minutes. And the pain was intensifying. So by mile 17, I was like, I need to make a decision here. Number 1, they had the little emergency ATV going in and out. I could have hitched a ride with the EMTs and gotten myself out of there because I still had to complete that last 13.1 miles. Could have gotten myself out of there. Number 2, I could have pushed it. I could have kept running at that 18, 19 minute pace, but I was listening to my body. There was pain, there was stiffness. It felt like a dead weight. It was a lot to get through. Or number 3, I could walk my way out. So I decided at mile 17, because of the pain that I was feeling in my right leg, I'm still finishing this, okay? I'm going to walk. I'm not even going to try to run anymore. So I walked from mile 17, whatever part of that mile that I made that decision, through 26.2. Did it. And it got to the point towards the end where my right leg was having the same feeling even while walking. At that point, I had about 4 miles left. I just completed it. They checked in with me a few times, making sure I didn't want to ride out. I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm going to complete this. I know that I'm a heavy walker. I knew the pain would be more intense if I was running. So your girl just walked herself out of there, walked across the finish line, last one, 7 hours and 5 minutes. And then there was a whole hullabaloo when I got there as far as traffic. They ended up starting the race 20 minutes later to let everyone get parked. And then there was a tree that fell on the path also. And so, extra fun all the way around. So once I completed it, I started walking down this hill. I didn't remember where I had parked. Things were really fuzzy at that point. And I hadn't had coffee. Okay. I didn't have coffee that morning. I had totally planned to, but just ran out of time. So I started walking to the wrong parking lot, and I called up onto the hill to the race organizers that were still there tearing everything down. I'm like, can you help me remember where I parked? I know they said to go to the third lot. So they laughed. They were kind. They pointed me to the right lot. By the time I got in my car, I was at like 58,000 steps. Okay. So if a marathon's about 52,000, yeah, did that. Drove myself to a gas station because, of course, my gas light came on while I was trying to get parking that morning. And I was early, but it was narrow mountain road situation and just, rain, weather things, lots of people. Went to a gas station, got my gas, got my shin guards off, got my shoes off. I felt like I had lost maybe my pinky toenail, and I had a blister on one of my other toes at the top. But it was okay. So it's just part of it. I made it through. Got my McDonald's iced coffee, drove home an hour and a half, had my nice hot Epsom salt baths, definitely still felt my leg, but not in a, I know you all will worry about me, okay? So not in a I'm injured sort of way, in a this could be an injury if I don't baby this sort of way. So hot Epsom salt bath. On Sunday, I did 2 or 3 hot Epsom salt baths. Monday, my body was still tender, but also my body is used to walking to help with processing and emotions and get endorphins and such. So it was different for me to have a couple days without that heavy movement, but I just did a big ask of my body, super big ask. Even if I had only walked 26.2 miles, that's like walking from my house to my city and back, all within 7 hours. It was a lot. And so Monday, so like 48 hours after the marathon, I was super emotional. I am fine with the emotions and the feelings, and I'm a big believer now in our feelings need to pass through our body. We need to process them. If we're feeling sad, it's okay to cry. We need to, look it in the eye, look grief in the eye, process all the things. But Monday was like basically a freight train of emotions. I had some appointments out, and I felt like crying through those, and they were not emotional appointments, but I was feeling it. Let myself listen to the music I needed to listen to, and I cried while listening to that. I ordered myself my peanut butter halo top, and I was out of Epsom salts by that point. Ordered some more Epsom salts, so by the time I got home, my ice cream, my Epsom salts were waiting, and I got a hot bath, and I laid in bed, and I watched some House Hunters, and I cried some more watching this lady pick out her kitchen in Birmingham, Alabama, and I was probably asleep by 9:30. And then yesterday when I woke up, I was like, feel like my brain's pretty good today. Now, another thing that my body is going through and my body is not used to is the whole carb loading thing. So I have, the intense exertion of completing my first marathon and coming in last, but we did the thing. Like, I am proud of that last place. I really, really am. It signifies a lot for me. And as I was walking out, and there were tears those last couple miles at different points, I felt like the whole thing would be cathartic for me. Like the whole 26.2 is significant. But those last couple miles, when I was having some tearful moments, I thought of so many life situations, and I just kept thinking, I'm still going to make it. I'm still going to make it. My right leg feels like dead driftwood, and it's raining again, and I'm the last person out here, but the finish line is there, and I'm still going to make it. And it was my whole life in those moments. Like, I'm not leaving the planet, you know, and as bad as things can be, all the things I've faced, all of it, and I know I'm not alone. So I hear from women every day walking out stories that they never asked for. And we're still going to make it, right? We're still going to make it. And I've talked about this a lot on my second channel. You know, the little analogy that I have is like when you have a kitten, and the kitten, you go to put it down, and that little kitten claw grabs onto like the thread of an Afghan, or the, you know, little hook in your shirt, or wherever. It's like that little kitten claw of hope. I'm going to have more videos about that and more framework for that on my second channel. But just even within completing that marathon, I'm like, and at some points when I didn't even know if I would finish it in 7 hours and 5 minutes, I thought, well, I mean, they can all pack up and go, because they only guaranteed to be there for 6 hours and 30 minutes. And they said, at that point, if you're not done within that time, we may not be here when you finish. And I was just picturing, okay, this might take me 9 hours to get out of this woods. But I'm still doing a marathon today. I'm still completing 26.2 miles. I started this morning at 7:20 a.m. And I'm doing a marathon this Saturday. Everyone else can go home. I'm doing this for me. Now where am I? It's Wednesday. I did the marathon on Saturday. I'm still tired, and I've been working in, and I talked to my trainer lady too. She said basically, do not run this week. No running. I can walk gently as my body says it's okay. So yesterday, I did a couple very slow miles wearing my 10-pound weighted vest. I got 11,000 steps. Today, I'm thinking through our day and things we're doing. I want to get more of these videos done, and I have some projects at the house. So, I mean, it might be a 5,000 step day today. I do feel a little tired. I know that I slept like 8.5 hours last night, so that's good. So I think it's going to take my body a full 7 to 10 days to fully recover from this experience. And I also say that's okay. Again, I'm not running this week. I'll check in with my body next week and see. But we did a marathon. I came in last, but for myself, I came in first, right? Oh, and that's what I was chatting with you about, the whole carb loading thing. And I've gotten some questions from the last video I posted on this channel. Just even like showing you the spaghetti and the chocolate cake and all of that. And I'm pretty sure earlier in this video, y'all tell me, I shared the mathematical equation with it, but I needed to get basically roughly 780 carbs. I did not do that all at one time. I did it over several days. And one of the big questions I got is how I felt with the carbs during the run. And so as far as fueling the run, my body felt great. Like I said, when I got to 13.1, like I felt really good. And I was fueling with the 30 carbs every 30 minutes. Now, I will tell you one thing I learned is my next big event like that, I'm just doing maple syrup sticks in my vest. I don't feel like I need all the variety and all the things. Now, every fueling station, they had zingers and gels, and they had everything you need. They have half a banana, orange wedges. I appreciated the Gatorade and the cold water. That was phenomenal. And I carried, I think it was 1,500 milliliters of water with electrolytes in it in my vest. And so we did all of those things. But next time, as far as, me fueling every 30 minutes, I'm just going to take, 6 of those organic maple syrup sticks that you can get. I ordered those, I think, through a running shop. But those of you who are interested, I can get you the link. But it wasn't thick. They were kind of thinned out. Each one of those was 26 carbs. That's really all I need. and more like on the walk out. You know, I was eating those little organic fruit, basically like a fruit roll up. I think it was by Better Goods, and those little honey zinger waffle things. Like, it was fine. It was fine. I just don't think I need all those options. I definitely like applesauce pouches and all that. Just the maple syrup stick situation, that's all I need. And back to my delicate emotions. These are things I gotta watch my exercise, and I have to watch my sleep, and I have to watch the foods I put in my body. And this is how I care for my one life. These are all things no one else is going to do for me. And so the other thing I'm just aware of for myself is that my body isn't used to an influx of carbs over about 4 days and sugar, you know, and like I ate those noodles at the Italian restaurant and that spaghetti wasn't worth it, okay? And so next time I have to fuel my body for this, I just want to be more intentional about brown rice and white potatoes and sweet potatoes and other like whole food carbs. I didn't do well on that this time. And I think that's also something that my body has to detox from now. So overall, we did it. And I am just having a recovery week, being gentle on myself. I'm looking forward to probably 15 days or so. I've got a 5K coming up. And then later in July, I have my first trail run. I'm excited about that. That's a 10K. I have a whole schedule of things that I'm signed up for and I'm excited about for the rest of 2025. A lot of my big group run winter plans didn't work out in early 2025. Still did my stuff in my driveway, got my steps in, got my movement in, but I like these big group events with hundreds of other people too. So definitely some things coming up that I'm excited about. And also, I think next week we're gonna get back to some cooking over here. Those of you who understand, really understand, and I appreciate it. You know, I am one whole human. That's all I am. I'm one whole human, and I got a lot of other whole humans. And I have really, as you have been with us, again, you have seen and you know, a whole lot of fun traveling adventures. And now we're back home settled for summer. Now we do homeschool year round. We still have our tutor that comes throughout the week. My folks still have their program that we do. That just gives us good consistent routine plus some good flexibility for upcoming other adventures. And we're also adding in the Lego camps and the Vacation Bible School and water parks and more camping and more fun with friends. And then I also, in addition to taking care of everyone else, take care of my whole human self. But I do think, looking at my schedule, that next week will be the first week this summer that we don't have somewhere that we have to run to every day, which means I'm going to be home most days, which means I can do things like cook some big projects. I have said for months, you know, we had to talk about the pizza for months. Someone asked me in a comment today, is this still a cooking channel? Like, yeah, we're going to get back to cooking, but if I'm the queen of this ship, I mean, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, right? We're gonna make it through. So it took us quite a while to get through to that pizza project. We did it. Next up, coming up, is our sugar-free, gluten-free, with a lot of dairy-free option desserts. I have bought all the ingredients for that. I have several recipes marked out. I did a bunch of keto-ish protein balls the other week. I did a couple dozen of those and we ran through those quickly. I don't think I even filmed them, but I was working out some recipes and those were really good. So I'm hopeful that next week we'll get back to some projecting. And then we're going to have some camping and some other adventures. I am working through getting a bunch of new videos done for my second channel. If you haven't found me over there yet, it's youtube.com/@Jamerrill. And I'm just joking, it's all caps Jamerrill. But it's been a little bit since I've got a video out over there. And my life goal, even though my goals, like, I get stuff done, it's kind of like that marathon, you know, may take longer than I think, may go a little sideways, maybe crying in the rain a little bit, but we'll still get things done. So my goal over there is I would like to consistently have one video a week over there. It very well may look like for 2025, I get 24 videos over there total. It's okay. we're going to do it. We're going to build the thing out. I'd appreciate it if you click through the first link in the description below and find me over there and go ahead and subscribe, because there's going to be a lot more coming out over there. And I appreciate you. Thank you for doing my first marathon with me, okay? And we've been living off the Walmart Stouffer meals and chicken in the freezer. I have folks that know how to dump a pork roast and some marinade in the slow cooker, a bag of meatballs, some barbecue sauce. We've been doing sweet potatoes every day, as we do. So we're making it through, and like, you know, Mama can buy some food out too while we're on the go. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for doing this with me. And it can only get better from here, right? Okay, bye-bye.